I'm Dr. Elizabeth Samantha Rothschild Judge. And I have a few topics I'm going to cover. I want to say hello to the public and thank you and appreciation to all my fans and supporters. I have had a very busy agenda, so that's why I hadn't been up. But I'll get back into the swing of things. But I've got loads of work to do. So let's talk about some of that. Well, the first thing I want to talk about is have y'all seen the protests going on? There's protests going on around Washington, D.C., uh, peaceful protests, supposedly. Now, this is my point because I like to be supportive of good causes, but passive aggressiveness at a protest is not peaceful. Today, I was walking through the protest, the Gaza protest over near the Capitol, and a woman with a flag, a Gaza flag, she was waving the flag and she saw me approaching. And so I'm going straight, and she's standing, over a little bit. And she veered in front of me and just started waving the flag. So she didn't see me. So as I approached, I moved over to walk around her. And so she turned and started walking in front of me slowly, waving her flag. Very offensive to me because, I mean, it's supposed to be a peaceful protest. What she was doing was being passive aggressively threatening. And I said, okay, well, she has the flag. She's protesting. They have their cause. Why is she instigating a fight? Because to step in front of someone, and I'm noticing that she's watching me in her peripheral. So no matter which way I went, she was going to step in my way and did that. And I was upset, and after trying to get around her a couple of times and she kept veering in front of me, watching me from her peripheral, I just said, get out of my way. So she moved out of the way and I proceeded. And of course, I made a comment when I neared some of the law enforcement that were on duty in the perimeter and made that comment that passive aggressiveness at a protest is not peaceful. That is instigating a fight. That is crime. When there's a peaceful protest, then there's nothing offensive. There's nothing offensive said. So if they're reciting themes and making their protests known without insults to another, well, that's perfectly fine. Facts being stated, that's perfectly fine. But to say passive aggressiveness, things that would instigate fights, things that would instigate arguments is passive aggressiveness. And that's illegal as well. So I just wanted to point that out. All right. Something else. Someone mentioned paperwork. Paperwork. I heard third party that someone said, well, let me go ahead and get this paperwork done. Talking about like either dating me or having some sort of intimacy with me, maybe getting married, whatever the paperwork they needed, they were like, well, let me go and get this paperwork. First of all, let me tell y'all this paperwork is not done third party. So anyone who has been avoiding me, direct contact, has no chance of getting any paperwork done because I do the paperwork for me. Okay, because it's my business. That's the way I do things. And speaking or sending people third party, well, hey, that doesn't get anything done. So a person would have to make an appointment to speak to me directly or have a strong enough uh, let's say, justification for approaching me without an appointment to schedule getting paperwork done. If intimacy were to just happen or was about to happen, I do it on point. And so, like I said, making an appointment has to be done, and paperwork cannot be done third party. So there's no point in sending me messages third party. Seeing is believing, the paperwork is proof. All right, next thing, my business is making progress. Currently, I'm in the middle of acquisitions with no mergers foreseen. So I'm not absorbing anyone's business. I'm not merging with anyone or acquiring anyone's business. I'm in the middle of property acquisitions, and that's where I am with that. Waiting still to move into my own residence and the Annunciation Holy Catholic and Apostolic Parish. But in the meantime, I'm working on acquisition. Um, I'm acquiring the property at 1818 H Street, which is currently occupied by World Bank Group. And so we made the introduction to the acquisition. Meetings are going to have to be scheduled, and I'll do as much as I can to make it a smooth transition. I want to make a statement that they are part of the workforce of America. They employ a lot of people. They are a privately owned company, public on the exchange, and their people deserve to be taken care of. So I wasn't going to give them the bare basic. I was going to, I countered offered someone something higher, and they are accepting of it. So what I've heard is that the executives over there are saying, World Group is happily relocating to sunny California as soon as the deal is done. And I want to say congratulations to them because they don't have to worry about laying off any people, persons that would no longer be working. They would have money for severances, retirements, and whatever. So that's a good thing. And I'm thinking by the time all of this goes through, or I get home to my house, I might have also acquired an executive residential headquarters for the company because we just got the commercial property written into merger or is going into merger. So I'm not merger, acquisition. It's going into acquisitions. Okay, not merging anything. Mergers are no mergers are foreseen. Okay. Being employed with my company, I just want to tell persons Corporate Law and Securities Incorporated functions under the mandatory honesty policy, and we do prosecute to the maximum extent of the law. We take precautions against fraud, and our risk management, loss prevention of assets and personnel shall remain unsurpassed even when we add employees. And integrity is the main key to understanding this. So some persons have their jobs because they're elected into positions. So some persons are able to manipulate masses into getting them to vote or whatever processes they use. And you wouldn't believe that some persons who are elected into positions, they wouldn't stand a chance of getting a government job if they had to go by a regular application because they have no integrity. And so I employ in the example followed by uh, that I follow by the governmental procedures at the federal capacity. So one who has no integrity has no chance of getting with my company. Just wanted to cover that. And lastly, let's talk about this. Married living separately. Isn't that the same thing as going Dutch? Because, at one point, I thought, well, coming together with someone as a couple, if they don't have to take care of me and they want to have a separation agreement and they have their things that they take care of for them and they afford their own cost of living and I'm expected to afford mine, well, then that doesn't change. Married filing separately means they live off of what they make and I live off of what I make. And just because I marry someone or I'm dating them does not entitle them to live in my house with me because, I'm trying to avoid fraud and toxic relationships. So, someone who would be toxic, like for instance, I said, I don't want any yelling and screaming in my house. Um, I'm at the age, I'm 50, and I've lived enough to understand how to get along with persons without a lot of animosity, tension, yelling, instigation of arguments, and unnecessary toxicity. With that being said, people around me yelling, that's not my house. So I don't worry about it. Like I'm staying at the shelter when something like that happens. It's not a reflection on me or my household because this is not my house. I don't run that place. I don't run the homeless shelter. So I'm like, when I'm there, I'm like, this is not my house. So it doesn't matter. Someone else handles this. But at my house, there will not be any. And I take legal precautions to keep myself safe from those sorts of threats. And that's what the marital agreements are for, to foresee those things and to come to an agreement that those things won't happen. Otherwise, there will be dissolution of the marital bond. So why even get into it, right? Okay, just wanted to say that and cover that because if someone doesn't see fit to absorb me and cover me, even at the bare basic of just saying by favor, making a few phone calls or something, then quite certainly they don't expect me to really give them out of my bounty and being the founder and chief executive officer of a multi-trillion-dollar company and having billions in liquid assets at my disposal for expenditures, even though I'm not taking in any liquid cash flow at this time because of security precautions. That doesn't entitle me. But anyways, that's basically what's going on. I have a bunch of agenda requisitions up that I've got to get to. So again, I want to say I certainly appreciate my fans and supporters, and thank you for encouraging me to go ahead and put something up to let you all know what was going on with me. And I'll keep everyone posted further. Um, God bless everybody, and shout out all over YouTube land and Zoom. You all have a great day.